everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited that you guys are here again tuning in. Thank you all for watching my very first video, for all your likes and comments. It was so nice to read all of your comments. I really enjoyed that. And for all your subscriptions, I'm so appreciative of all the time you took to tune in. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about how I made jerk chicken. Very simple and easy while still retaining all the authenticity without all the laborious hard work. Now, I will say I absolutely love jerk chicken, but when I was younger, I didn't really like a lot of spicy food. And I know that sounds absurd for a Jamaican person to not like spicy food, but I was that Jamaican person. Anyways, fast forward to being a little bit older, and when I started cooking with Sam Ray, I know that a lot of people love jerk chicken. So I was like, obviously, if I'm gonna do meal prep, Jamaican meal prep, I have to have that on the menu. So I started to make it and I perfected it. My desire to perfect jerk chicken kind of stemmed from my mom. She loves jerk pork, and she used to always eat it every time when we were younger. And for some reason back then I didn't really like it. Now I really love jerk pork. Like if you have authentic jerk pork, the way they like smoke it and it's perfectly crispy on the outside is delicious, even with a side of festival. Oh my gosh. Anyways, let me focus. So I'm gonna tell you the seasonings that I used and how I achieved that smoky flavor and what I did to get the skin crispy as if I did use a grill. Again, we're aiming for very quick, simple, easy, while maintaining the authentic flavors and the authenticity of the dish itself. So let's jump right in. So to get this process started, I seasoned the chicken and let it marinate the day before so that it could fully absorb all of the seasonings. I did add a little bit of Walkerswood mild jerk seasoning. With this seasoning, a little bit goes a long way because it's very strong and flavorful. As you can see, I am now arranging the chicken on the baking sheet. I lined the baking sheet with some foil paper and then lightly coat it with some butter so that the chicken doesn't stick to the foil paper. Once I'm done, I then add a little bit of water to keep the chicken nice and juicy so that it doesn't dry out. Some people like to add chicken broth, but I find that it makes things a little bit too salty. And if you remember in my last video, I told you guys I don't really like to cook with a lot of salt. So this is how the chicken looks once I arrange it on the baking sheet. Once I finish arranging the chicken, I pop it in the oven for about 50 minutes on 425. And while that is baking, I begin to prep my side, which is cabbage. So as you can see, I am chopping up the cabbage. I use approximately half of the cabbage because I don't eat that much. I am meal prepping for the rest of the week, so that's why I even used that much of the cabbage. This is what it looks like once I'm finished. So after the cabbage is put to the side, I start to work on my rice and peas, and I start by adding the kidney beans, and I make sure I get all of that stuff at the bottom. I add my seasonings, and the reason why I get all that stuff at the bottom is because that adds to the red flavor of the rice and peas. So I add all the seasonings. You'll see that I use the thyme, the dried thyme leaves, because I just didn't have fresh thyme. It's better to use fresh thyme, so if you could find some, use that instead. And so after I finish seasoning the beans, I put that on the stove. I mix it up a little bit, and then I put that on the stove to boil. Once the beans start to boil, you add the coconut milk. Then you add the rice and you add the scallions to the beans. Before adding the rice, you want to make sure you rinse your rice off in cold water until the water runs clear. Once you add the rice, allow the pot to boil and you stir it every 5 minutes and make sure that the liquid is covering the beans. So the chicken is done baking, and I am now basting it with the Grace's Jerk barbecue sauce. Then I'm gonna put it in the oven to broil. While the chicken is broiling, I start on the cabbage, and I start by adding some butter and some chopped garlic to a saute pan or a wok, and I heat that up, and once the butter starts to melt, I add my cabbage. I season my cabbage, and once I finish seasoning the cabbage, I fold in the melted butter and garlic on the bottom, fold it into the cabbage, and then I cover it and let it simmer and kind of steam a bit. So the cabbage is cooking and the chicken is done, and this is what it looks like out the oven. I've now plated the chicken with the rice and the cabbage, and we're done. Yay, you've made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it and my video was easy to follow. If you did like it, please like the actual video. And what should we talk about in the comments today? In the comments, tell me your greatest memory of eating jerk chicken. So wherever you went to have the best jerk chicken you've ever had ever, comment down below and let me know. Also, please don't forget to share this video and subscribe if you are feeling my channel so far. Stay tuned for my next video where I will be doing a Q&A to let you guys know a little bit about myself, because there are some people who can tell that I'm Jamaican, but they don't really know. And then my accent kind of sounds like I'm from New York. So I get that question a lot, like, where are you from? So I'll be doing a Q&A to answer some questions. So stay tuned. Bye.